start off in Dallas, where Dak Prescott and the Cowboys could not get a long-term deal done before the July 15th deadline. After a year of negotiating, the two sides reportedly almost got it figured out at the last second, but just couldn't close the deal. And now Dak will play this season on the franchise tag. So, Acho, is Dak making a mistake betting on himself here?
Marcellus, nothing changed in the last week as far as my ideologies for Dak Prescott.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say that suit is different.
That suit is different.
And that money coming from Oprah is a little different, but I'm going to let you talk.
But everybody has said, you know, Dak Prescott, he's going to win. You, sir, you have said Dak Prescott, he's going to win. He's going to make more money than Pat Mahomes. And sir, you said this because there's been a template, right? You said Dak Prescott will follow the Kirk Cousins way. Marcellus, if we can remind the people, Kirk Cousins in Washington his last 2 years, what happened?
Got paid.
He got paid. He got tagged?
Tag.
Tag. You're it, and you're it.
Yeah.
He got tagged. Well, don't you think, sir, that Jerry Jones, who watched that play out within the division, Kirk Cousins getting tagged, Redskins nothing to show for it. Kirk Cousins getting tagged again, Redskins have nothing to show for it. Don't you think that Jerry Jones is going to look at how that situation played out and say, you know what? I'm not going to make that same mistake. Dak Prescott, it's do or die for him this year. He's getting tagged right now. He's about to go play out this deal. If they don't make it extremely far, Super Bowl-ish far, Cowboys ain't going to tag him again.
What they going to do? Let him
They have to let him walk.
Wow.
Because Jerry's not a complete idiot. Okay, Jerry Jones isn't going to sit here and pay Dak Prescott more money in 2 years than he would have paid him in 3. He's not going to pay him more in 3 years than he would have paid him in 5. Like, he's just not. Give Jerry Jones more credit, Marcellus. Please give Jerry Jones more credit as to think that Dak Prescott is just going to sit here and win this deal so easily.
Wow. Me give Jerry Jones more credit, the guy who was actually taken care of by the same Jerry Jones as I was a Dallas Cowboy. You played in the state of Texas football, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You Longhorns, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, isn't it an amazing feeling playing football in the state of Texas? Imagine if you had a star on your helmet. I did. Dak did. And I wore my star with not a lot of shine because I wasn't out there balling. But Dak Prescott has put himself in a position that when Jerry Jones looks at what he has in front of him in Dak Prescott, he's already said what it is. He's our future. He's our franchise quarterback. But what Jerry Jones also has is an Achilles heel. It's just too much pride, too much of Jerry Jones and Jerry Jones's own way. And so he stubbornly got to this place, and now his pride won't let him do what he knows he has to do, which is pay the man and pay him more than you ever desired because he's worth it. Let me give it to you the way that the DJ in me needs to give it to you. When you're on the dance floor, I know there's only one way to make you dance is to play your song. So I'm going to play this song for you in your own world, your own terms. Emmanuel Acho is signing an NFL deal. You did. 4 years, $2.1 million. Yeah, I looked it up, boy. And then 4 years, 2.1. Dak Prescott signed a deal, 4 years, 2.7. Now, you're saying this is not a good bet, Dak Prescott. I'm going to ask you, at the end of your deal, if they were to come up to you and offer you 11 and a half times more that 5th year than you made in those 4 years combined, would that be a good bet on yourself?
You would think so.
No. We're going to stop thinking and we're going to know so. Because that's what Dak Prescott has just did. He turned a $2.7 million deal into $31 million for 1 year. You know what that would be for Emmanuel Acho? Looked it up. Oh, Emmanuel Acho, that will be $24.4 million for that 2.1 deal. Would you have signed that deal?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then you fast forward to next year. You're going to get a $37 million tag, and you look at it, the next year after that is $54 million. He's going to make more, double, than Patrick Mahomes did in this deal franchise.
This is where I have to stop you. This is where because you are making such a critical assumption. You're making the assumption that because we saw someone else get tagged twice in Kirk Cousins, that's who most recently did it, you're making the critical assumption that, well, we saw Kirk Cousins get tagged, then go get paid in Minnesota. Surely it's going to happen to Dak. That's not the case. If Jerry wanted to break Dak off in the manner in which Dak wanted to be broke off, he would have done it already. Jerry Jones had no reservations in paying Romo. None. Romo became the highest paid quarterback, even though he didn't perform as well as Dak statistically. Look it up.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones had no reservations in paying Jason Witten. None. Even though Jason Witten went into the Monday Night Football booth and was up there trying to do his thing, Jerry Jones doesn't have these type of reservations. So you're sitting here, you counting a man's money that he ain't got yet. And that's the mistake you can make, sir, if you start counting dollars that have not yet been deposited.
Oh, 31.4 is getting deposited.
That is.
That is, right? And that's what? 3 times more than Patrick Mahomes going to make this year alone. Patrick Mahomes, $10 million. Dak's like, that's it? What? You don't have to win a Super Bowl MVP to get that? Oh, you don't have to win NFL MVP to get that? Dak Prescott is in a position where it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And the way that he's going about this process put him in a prime position. Only second to Jimmy G, who parlayed 7 games into $137 million. That's the stankiest contract swaggle I've ever seen in my life. But this is going to come close. And I knew you were going to push back on me.
Of course.
I just knew that. Yeah. I knew you were going to say something to me, but I want you to say something to a respected front office member, a friend of mine, Andrew Brandt. You know Andrew Brandt, right? Who on record has said, in my view, Dak Prescott is going to get a much better contract than Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be massive. And if you just want to play this out, and I understand you're young, you're a millennial, you're not patient. You got a microwave mentality. You just can't walk.
I want it now.
You want it now. But you got to be able to roll the dice if you're Dak Prescott. Scared money don't make no money.
It never has.
And you scared. And that's the problem. I'm glad you're not Dak's agent. I'm glad you're not in a situation to advise him, because you, a guy who played in the state of Texas, knows that what comes with this role, what comes with that star, what comes with that shine is also the money. He has to monetize all of the winning. He has to monetize that he is the leader of this team, that he doesn't step in it off the field, and that he had a career year individually after they challenged him saying that he was just a team player. I listen to you, Emmanuel. You have any retorts?
He has to monetize all of the winning. Winning has to exist to be monetized, sir. That's all.
Oh, man, here you go with this 0-sum. If you don't win the Super Bowl, you haven't won. Well, let's move to a guy who's made a few mistakes himself. Antonio Brown, who got people talking with another wild day on social media yesterday, tweeting that he was walking away from football because he's done everything in the game and that the risk is greater than the reward. And concluding, I came, I saw, I conquered. Mission complete. Call God. Acho. It's been a tumultuous year for AB. You feel sorry for him at this point?
Bro, it's been a tumultuous 1, 2, 3 years for AB. Do I feel sorry for Antonio Brown? The character, the football player? Absolutely not. It's impossible to feel sorry for Antonio Brown, the football player, when you think about the Bills were close to trading for him, and that blew up. Then the Raiders, they pay the man, and they pay the man good money. But now he has a grievance with his helmet, and then he has another grievance with his helmet, and then he's on record recording John Gruden, and that blows up. And then remember, he's running out of his house on camera. I believe it was calling his grandma, celebrating that he's free once the Raiders finally released him. Antonio Brown, the football player, Marcellus, asked for this. That is Antonio Brown, the football player. Now, there's Antonio Brown, the person. Do I feel bad for Antonio Brown, the person? Absolutely. And I feel bad for Antonio Brown, the person, Marcellus, because far too often you played the game like I did. Athletes are treated as though they are characters on a video game. There's no emotions. There's no family. There's no nothing besides the athlete. I remember getting when I got traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Philadelphia Eagles. Emmanuel, pack your bags. You're going to Philadelphia. Can I say goodbye to my people first? I had to leave in 3 hours. I didn't go back to Cleveland for 4 more years. You're just treated as if you're a character on a game with no person, no soul, no nothing. I feel bad for Antonio Brown, the person, because we haven't even looked into maybe there's some mental issues going on. I mean, think about Kanye West. Everybody knows that music global hip-hop icon. Yesterday on Twitter, spazzing out, and everybody's like, Kanye's tripping this, Kanye's tripping that. Maybe there's some mental issues going on. Maybe there's some things that go on beneath the layer, Marcellus. So, AB, Antonio Brown, the football player, can't pity him. Can't pity him. He made his bed. He must lie in it. Antonio Brown, the person, I definitely am sympathetic and at least have a cause for concern.
Not to get too far down in semantics, but I don't separate the two because the person comes before even the player, understanding that in our profession that they're looking at you as a player first. But the thing is, to be that player, you have to put that helmet on that person. So I'm going to combine those and say I do feel sorry for him. I see him out here searching right now. And I wish it was soul searching, because soul searching would make you sit down, kind of still your environment, quiet down all of your actions, and really do some inner reflection. I don't see that for him. I see from him more of a searching for an identity, searching for love, searching for a peace that he can't get. And Goodell is probably sitting there knowing that teams are waiting, salivating to sign Antonio Brown as soon as he gets a suspension. But Roger Goodell's like, I know what contrition looks like, and this ain't it. That rap album, that video I saw, that's not the look of a guy who's trying to walk back into the NFL, the shield, not individual teams, the shield. That's not what we want to reflect and represent our brand. So when I see Antonio Brown right now, I see a guy who really looks fractured on the inside, that always thought he was the best person to this world when he was a wide receiver, not just a man, not just a father. So I look at a guy who's just trying to go out there and figure out his way. And Goodell's like, help me help you, brother. If you want to come back into the NFL, I will give you a suspension. I will give you a timeline as soon as I see that you are willing to do the actual rehab and work. So living with Tom Brady for a week and then begging to go to Tampa until Bruce Arians slammed that down, working out with Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, going to Country Prime and Prime Time's home, all of that is cool. But none of them can check the most important box. Are you ready? And as we have seen in our own careers and our lives, mentoring other people, if they're not at that place where they're ready, no matter what you do to service them, they won't get over that hump.
So let me ask you this. You don't separate the athlete from the person underneath the helmet, because haven't there been several times where, and you noticed, you may have been one of these guys, you step onto the field and you turn into another monster.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about Weapon X, Brian Dawkins, Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
He turned onto the field.
Yeah.
He was a different type of beast.
Right.
For me, I have to draw a hard separation between Antonio Brown, the person, and Antonio Brown, the athlete, because I can't feel sorry for a man who gets frostbitten free from a cryotherapy chamber. I just can't, Marcellus.
He was in Europe, though.
I don't care.
He couldn't read what it said.
I don't care.
Okay.
Google Translate. Okay, I can't feel sorry for that. I can't feel sorry for a man who gets sued by a team then has a sexual misconduct lawsuit. There's some things that I can't feel sorry for as far as the character, the player. The only way, sir, in which I can really have some sort of compassion is I'm like, man, we haven't looked at AB the person. We've been so quick to criticize AB, so quick to clown AB, so quick to hop on Twitter and fire off our Twitter fingers at AB that nobody's paused and said, wait a second, is AB good?
Yeah.
You feel me? And now, mind you, I don't know what AB has done with this circle. I don't know if Antonio Brown has anybody besides Yes Men in the circle, but nobody has paused to be like, hey, you good, bro? And that's where I feel sorry.
And that's why I feel sorry for him. You're 29 years young, aren't you, sir? How many kids you got?
None.
You sure?
None.
All right, that's my dog. Okay, respect that, respect that. You got to ask these former players that. What you just said, and I don't think we're on different sides, but what you just said summed up sounds like conditional love.
Okay.
Conditional love is when you're out there catching that ball, Antonio, okay. When you have a few slip-ups and mishaps, we're going to try and sweep them under the rug. But when you finally fall down and you need us to help you get up, we're not there for you. And that's what I don't like about the game. That's what I don't like about the real world. It's like they'll use you up, get all that toothpaste out that tube. But then when you're like, hey, I need a little help. Can you give me a little more love? I know you can still catch the ball, but we're not taking the same interest and effort to revitalize the person, the character. I'm a father of 4.
Yep.
Unconditional love comes with, woo, baby, you are messing up, and I won't let you go. Now, is Antonio Brown still capable of being an NFL player?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That is a Hall of Famer on the shelf right now. So as long as he's still one of the NFL's kids, sons, one of the fraternity, a little unconditional love could go a long way to help not only the player come back, but get the man out of him and show him a higher character.